The English speakers, can you hear me?
Si tengo que ponerle a Magdala un nombre, no tengo ninguna duda. Es un milagro.
If I were to call this place by some name, it would have to be Miracle. There's no doubt about that.
Un gran milagro porque yo no sabía ni dónde estaba cuando empecé esto.
It's a miracle. I did not know where this place was.
Y nunca tuve dinero.
I had no money to do the construction. I never had money.
Personas maravillosas.
A miracle because marvelous people came to be part of the site as artists, as archaeologists, and a lot of people not working. Was a lot of working to accompany people to serve the church, to evangelize.
Y este Youthfest es una de las etapas
This Youthfest is a new stage that we have been thinking about for such a long time. We wanted to do it so as to evangelize the youth with the Word of God and help the world, help people, help our friends. I want to welcome all of you. This is the official welcoming moment. Welcome to Magdala. Welcome to the Magdala family. I would like to just review the countries that are represented here. I'm asking, can you tell me which countries you're from? Well, from Canada. Who do we have? Two Canadians over here. Haiti. Another jump to Argentina this time. People from Argentina, Chile. Who came from the United States?
Eso es para darle nacional. Entonces, Estados Unidos, las manos levantadas.
United States again. Is there somebody here from Peru? Bolivia? Brazil? Who's from Brazil? Raise your hands. Mexico? A very important country. Puebla. That's Father Juan's town, the name of his city, Puebla. From Ecuador. Venezuela. Colombia. Guatemala. Honduras. El Salvador. Is there any country I'm missing here? Costa Rica. The Dominican Republic. Cuba. Anybody else from another American country? Uruguay. We have a volunteer from Uruguay.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
No pasa nadie de las Américas. Vamos a saltar ahora a Itinerary. España.
From Spain. Viva España.
Aquí tenemos Francia representada. América.
Any other country? Somebody from Iraq? Over there, Iraq? Iran. Portugal. They are preparing the World Youth Day for August next week.
No quisiera yo olvidar a nadie. Alguien no hemos mencionado su país. Líbano.
From Lebanon. Anybody else that we haven't mentioned?
Muy bien, pues miren qué maravilla que poco tiempo, relativamente poco tiempo y sin muchos medios hemos podido venir a Tierra Santa de tantos países.
In a short time, so many of us are here from so many countries. As we said at the beginning of this event is for young people and people who have a young heart.
Es evidente que este año la Jornada Mundial de la Juventud absorbió mucho al mundo juvenil con toda razón.
This year, World Youth Day has taken over for a lot of the youth. So next year, the event will be from the youth, for the youth. And we hope we'll have a lot more of young people and also the people who have a young heart.
Y las digo siempre que recibo peregrinos. La primera, yo estoy convencido
I am convinced
de que un grupo de peregrinos
that a group of pilgrims
ha estado siempre en la mente y en el corazón de Dios.
has always been in God's mind and heart from all of eternity.
El hecho de que nos encontremos aquí nosotros con nombre y apellido
The fact that we find ourselves here with our own name and last name means that God was thinking of us.
me he llevado yo a través de los años,
What surprises have I got throughout the years?
cómo la acción de Dios en una peregrinación pasa a través de los que tengo a mi alrededor.
I realize
Había
that
gente apuntada y se tuvo que cancelar 2 días antes.
a lot of situations are connected with those around
Había
us.
gente que no
Some
iba a
people
venir y
cancelled in the last few
al
days.
avión porque ya estaba despegando.
Others weren't even planning to come and they jumped on the plane in the last minute.
Y ¿Por qué estamos todos,
Why are we
cada uno de
here?
nosotros, con
Each and every one
nombre
of us with our own name and our last name.
Es un designio de Dios.
It means God had
Yo
designed
quiero
it
que
like
lo
that.
ponderen, quiero que lo mediten, que lo disfruten.
I hope you
No es una
enjoy it.
casualidad, no es una chiripa, y es que no
It's not
tenía
an
una cosa
accident.
mejor que hacer en
It's
estos
not by
días.
chance. It's not because we had
Siempre
nothing else
puse
to
en tu
do.
corazón
God put it in my
venir
heart
aquí,
to come here.
que llegaste aquí, es un designio de Dios.
It's God's
Tenemos que
plan for
agradecer y
me.
que tenemos que contemplar.
Something we
La segunda
can be
reflexión
thankful
es el
for.
famoso y, esa palabrita latina que nosotros nos despachamos con mucha facilidad y que significa aquí.
Here,
Nosotros
aquí,
usamos
hic.
el aquí, ¿verdad?
In Latin,
Aquí,
it's called
otro
hic,
informe,
H-I-C,
aquí,
means
estuve en
here,
la
right here.
escuela, aquí, compro cigarros, aquí, aquí, aquí. Y lo
We need
decimos
this word a lot. We say we can buy food here, we can buy cigarettes over there. It's a normal everyday word
en
here.
latín, aquí se escribe I, H, I, C.
Here they write it H-I-C in
Pero
Latin, hic.
ese I en la Tierra Santa
That's hic in Latin.
está conectando la eternidad de
It's
Dios
connected with God's
con el
eternity
tiempo,
and our time.
la omnipotencia de Dios
The omnipotent God
con nuestra pobre humanidad,
came and took
la
on our poor humanity.
magnificencia de toda la creación
We
con los
see
pasos y las huellas
the magnificence of all creation in the footprints of the Son of God made man.
Yo les invito a que busquen ese I, fotografíenlo, llévenselo de mil modos, pero sobre todo llévenselo grabado en su corazón. Aquí
It has to be
el verbo
engraved
de
in your
Dios se
hearts.
hizo carne.
Here,
Aquí
God was
el
made
amor de
flesh.
Cristo resucitado
Here,
confirmó a
God's
Pedro.
risen love confirmed Peter.
Jesús hizo el primer milagro.
Here, Jesus did his first miracle.
Nació el Hijo de Dios.
Here, Jesus was born, the Son of God.
Aquí resucitó.
Here, he died. Here,
Fíjense
he
nada
was
más lo que estamos
buried
tratando de
and
conectar
rose from the dead.
lugarcillos de 4 metros cuadrados.
They may be very small
Tenemos que
places
vivir y
sometimes.
visitar estos lugares con un
Sorry.
corazón contemplativo,
Thanks.
con un corazón abierto, con un corazón de fe.
A heart that is full of faith.
No se pueden visitar así a trompicones. Mañana vamos a ir al Monte Tabor.
Tomorrow we're going to go to Mount Tabor, where Jesus showed his divinity. He was transfigured for us, for the church. Here, right here, this miracle happened.
Tercera reflexión espiritual.
The next reflection
La
we have,
expresión Tierra Santa
the expression Holy Land,
aparece en la Biblia por primera vez en un pasaje importantísimo que acabamos de leer en la liturgia. Cuando Moisés
at the
ve la
liturgy,
zarza ardiente
we hear that
y se acerca,
Moses saw the burning bush and he came up close
escucha la voz de Dios,
out of curiosity, and he heard the voice of God saying, Moses, Moses,
descálzate,
take off your shoes,
porque estás pisando
because you are
tierra
standing
santa.
on holy ground.
¿Qué significa descálzate?
What does it mean to say, take off your
Quiero,
shoes?
un día lo dije en mi primera homilía en inglés, ¿cómo se queda en inglés? Que todo el mundo se agachó y se empezó a quitar los zapatos. No hace falta que lo hagan.
In English, take off your shoes.
Quiero
People just bent down and took off their shoes, but this has another meaning.
Descálzate significa tocar.
Take off your shoes means that you are going to touch this holy ground with your own feet. One thing is for a person to say to you, hey, it's great to see you here. Another different thing is somebody gives you a very strong handshake and says, it's wonderful to see you. There's a difference. There's something in sync there.
Lo mismo nos pasa con la Tierra Santa.
The same thing happens to us when we speak of the Holy Land. Some people come, run around in circles, see all the places, and they really haven't seen anything. When I put my feet into the water, when I feel the sun, when I read the scripture, I know what I'm reading because I've lived here. Take off your shoes means touch it, experience it with your own senses.
No pierdan detalle, observen, analicen, gocen, todo hasta el calor.
See the detail, enjoy it, even the heat, like Jesus did.
Y el segundo sentido de descálzate, yo lo he interpretado siempre como una invitación a la humildad.
It's an invitation to humility.
Descálzate, ¿quiénes son los descalzos? Los
Take your
pobres,
shoes
los
off,
humildes.
because who are the people without shoes?
Descálzate
The
porque
poor,
eres digno del
the
suelo que
humble,
estás pisando.
which means, well, when we're asked to take our shoes off,
Dios
line
nos
up with
invita
them.
a visitar estos
God
lugares
invites
con un
us
corazón sencillo,
to see these places
con un
with a
corazón
simple
humilde.
heart, a humble
No son
heart.
grandes elucubraciones, disquisiciones, ni teorías las que me van a hacer experimentar el misterio de Dios aquí.
And this is how we will experience God's
Así es que,
presence here through a
si
simple
tenemos la
heart.
Tierra Santa, escuchemos esa voz de Dios. Moisés, Moisés, descalza que estás pisando tierra santa.
So Moses heard God's voice saying, Moses, Moses, take off your shoes. You're standing on holy ground. He's telling him, touch it with your five senses. Take it in. You're standing on holy ground. I have a few other topics I want to speak about, if you don't mind.
¿Qué es lo que hará posible sigamos haciendo un Youthfest los años próximos?
What would it mean if we continue to do a Youthfest in the upcoming years?
Lo vivamos con intensidad, que lo disfrutemos, que se nos meta en el alma la Tierra Santa y que cada uno de ustedes se haga promotor de la Tierra Santa.
Each one of you can become a promoter of the Holy Land. Enjoy these days. Your encounter moment is now. When you go home, you can tell your parish priest, your friends, university. This is all up on the social media networks. It says you have to put hashtag on it so they know about the Youthfest, the Magdala Youthfest. If we all do that, then the echo of the Youthfest will grow and multiply itself. It's not about getting a lot of likes. It's rather a matter of trying to make sure that many more people will experience what we have had the grace of receiving and feeling in our lives. Do you agree?
Les voy a agradecer también mucho al final de esta experiencia su retroalimentación. Es la primera vez que lo hacemos, somos perfectamente conscientes de límites y errores que hemos hecho. Tenemos que hablar con la agencia también, mejorar, allanar el camino. Y entonces, les voy a agradecer mucho.
I will thank you all. If you will follow up with the link I'm going to send you to give us feedback on everything that can improve this Youthfest. You guys can help us to improve. When you tell us things that you think will be helpful for us to improve, that'll be really good.
Vamos a algunos temas prácticos.
practical points for all of you for these days. First of all, be very careful to drink plenty of water every day. We have insisted on this, but the thing is, if you wait till you're dehydrated, then it's quite late. In this climate, you need to drink plenty and avoid the problem of dehydration. Secondly,
Estamos en el primer día prácticamente, segundo día, y ya ven que hay unos mecanismos, horario, turnos, autobuses que tenemos que afinar, voy a hablar de eso. Es muy importante que lo sigamos.
it's very important that we follow the schedule so that the buses and the hotels and everywhere we go, everything is depending on us being punctual.
Pero aún con el retraso hubo gente que llegó 10 o 15 minutos tarde. En otra ocasión les hubieran ya dejado. Les digo por qué.
I normally, if they don't come out on time, I leave them behind. I tell you why, because there are 50, 60 people, and one person stays behind and doesn't come out on time. It's a lack of respect to all the others who are there. We're going to make an effort. Secondly, we've talked about two possible walks. Tomorrow we're going to walk. It's quite steep. We made a test with the volunteers last week. There were two groups. One went one way and the other went a different path. One was quite complicated, which I don't know. Others went up the roadside because there's a walking path beside the road. If you're on the road, you have to be super careful because the buses go up really fast. And if you're walking out on the street, you could get hit. So you need to be very attentive to stay to the side. The second walk will be here in the Wadi Hammam, the Valley of the Doves. It's going to be a 2-hour walk. There's a walking path there. It's a very nice path. There's also a plan B if you don't want to do those walks. The ones who can really go to that walk, make sure you drink plenty of water, be well hydrated. There also are buses at Mount Tabor that you can take up the hill so you don't have to walk it. So no problem. When you're going towards Mount Tabor, tell your guide, you know what, I want to walk, or I actually want to take that taxi up. Feel free. Those who are going up walking, some volunteers will be walking with you to help you to about an hour and a quarter up, about 45 minutes down, and there'll be someone up there who'll explain it to you. We'll have a spiritual explanation. The other day will be on Tuesday next. We'll have a lunchbox so we can eat on the way. It's not the most comfortable thing for our lunch, but we are VIP backpackers. Repito, para las mañanas el programa es
salir a las 8.
Tomorrow morning we leave
Y
at
le
8
hago un
o'clock
favor, pudiera
to Mount
caminar
Tabor.
por taxi, la
You can
visita,
either
la
go walking
conexión,
or go by taxi.
de ahí
If you go up by
ir a
taxi, you
Nazaret,
come down by taxi. If you
conocer
go up
Nazaret,
walking, you
la
come
casa de
down
la
walking.
Virgen, la casa de la Sagrada Familia, la zona de Nazaret.
Then we'll go to
Ahí
Nazareth
tendremos la misa,
and
la
see the house of the Holy Family.
Ustedes dentro de iglesia la tendrán en la casa de la Sagrada
There'll be
Familia.
Mass there
Y de
for the
ahí
English
vamos a
speakers
ir
in the
a
house of the Holy Family, and then we'll
es
go
una
to
excepción estar
Cana.
abierto con nosotros, con nuestro grupo.
It's an
Es una
exception
iglesia naciente
because
que
they
llevamos
always have
tres
this closed on Sundays.
autobuses, tres grupos. Y ahí
We're going to have
es
3
un lugar de
buses at a
matrimonio,
time.
del amor,
This is a place of
de
marriage,
la
of love,
primer milagro de
of the
Jesús.
first
Entonces,
miracle of
todas las parejas
Jesus.
presentes que deseen pueden renovar sus votos matrimoniales.
If you want to, all those who are here can renew your marriage vows.
Buscamos presentes, ahí piden a Dios un buen esposo o una buena esposa. Ese es el lugar para pedirle a Dios eso. Y todos los demás nos unimos a la intención que podamos. A veces, probablemente aquí no se ve una familia, no ha podido perseverar unida.
There may be families here who are not united anymore, and that's hard, but we will pray for them. We also have people who are very joyful and who celebrate when they renew their marriage vows. Just imagine what heaven will be like. So tomorrow, Mount Tabor, Nazareth, Mass, renewal of marriage vows in Cana, and we're going to come back then early to rest. If you want to swim, you can go to the Sea of Galilee. You can rest. There'll be different turns for supper. We're going to be rotating each day, the different turns, so that people, some are going to lunch early, some later to dinner, earlier and later. The ones who go later today can go at 6:05 tomorrow. We're going to have meals by buses because it's a better way to organize.
Próximamente, después de terminar nuestra visita a Galilea, vamos a ir al río Jordán.
And we're also going to go to the Jordan River to renew our baptismal vows.
Hoy también vamos a renovar porque voy a decir que voy a dar la confirmación a una voluntaria.
And there's one volunteer who's going to receive her confirmation.
Así que nos unimos todos a esa renovación.
And we will be united with her in her
Lo vamos a hacer en el río Jordán.
renewal of her baptismal vows as well. All this will happen at the River Jordan, beautiful place. It's very hot. We'll have an explanation there. We'll have our renewal of our baptismal promises.
Aquí en el Jordán venden unas vacas.
In Jordan, at the Jordan River. They sell like little coats that are a little bit pornographic, so they're a bit transparent. But anyway, then if somebody wants to get totally plunged in the River Jordan, we can do that. And we'll find a priest. You have to convince one of the priests to go with you and to do that immersion, renewal of baptism by immersion, if you want it. This is all part of take off your shoes, you're in holy ground.
¿Perdón? No, es cuando vayamos aquí no lo tenemos. Aquí no lo tenemos. Vamos a escuchar todos los días al inicio del día el himno.
The visit to the Jordan River will be on our way to Jerusalem.
Luego eso se queda como un modo de recordar la experiencia, de vivirla. Es muy bonito ese himno, incluso Rogelio Sola, que está por aquí. Yo le escuché en su barco ahí, componiendo canciones.
We're going to have songs that will also help you remember your place afterwards.
No hace falta ni decir que una parte importantísima de una peregrinación son los sacramentos.
The sacraments are such an important part of our pilgrimage. We have the grace of having many priests who can hear confession, so take advantage of this opportunity.
Con humildad, con sencillez, para que la gracia de Dios entre en sus corazones, que así puedan recibir también la comunión y participar, como hoy, en la confirmación de una digna voluntaria o lo que hagamos. Tengamos nuestro corazón abierto.
That we have our hearts open. There will be a volunteer receiving the sacrament of confirmation. But in a pilgrimage, it's great to have these sacraments and have so many priests here. You can just say, Father, okay, please hear my confession. It can be at any moment when you're here, when you're out. You can always get a priest and have confession. The theme of our Youthfest is very simple. Who are you looking for? Who are you seeking? The angels asked Mary, who are you looking for? And Jesus asked that question too. Who are you looking for? That question wasn't just for that moment. That's actually the meaning of our whole lives. Our lives is a search. We're searching. We have a lot of activities throughout our life, but deep down, we're always searching for something. It's very important that we realize throughout these days here, in a deeper way, it's not so much something we're looking for as somebody we're looking for. It's this great mystery of God, of His love, His grace, His fullness.
Entonces, hemos tomado esta frase del Evangelio porque nos ayuda a iniciar este itinerario.
This helps us to initiate our itinerary.
2000 años de la resurrección de Jesucristo.
And we'll be doing this for 10 years up to the year 2033, when we celebrate the 2000th anniversary of Jesus' passion, death, and resurrection and ascension to heaven. Mary Magdalene is the one who announces the resurrection. We have to think of her in this process. Who are you looking for? In the book we gave you, we can think each day of one of the protagonists of the Gospel. Today is Saint Mary Magdalene. Another day will be Saint Paul, John the Baptist. These are people who can help us in a very concrete way in our following of Jesus. And then it's going to be you. You are a protagonist of the life of the church, a protagonist of the gospel. And you'll be taking this with you.
cielo, al cielo. Esos libritos y todos esos
Those little booklets you have,
obsequiamos tienen un pequeño inconveniente.
they have a small inconvenience.
Son todos iguales.
They're all the same. So if you don't put your name on it, you can easily lose it. Your little treasure. He said if you lose it and you've got your confession written inside, well then no, you don't want your name on it. Then in your groups, in your chat groups that you're in, you can also share things from here because that gives you an opportunity, gives them the opportunity to get to know about it. Beautiful groups and people who can learn about all of this. I want to finish this with 2 points that are very practical. This is the moment we're all together and I can just tell you these practical things. First of all,
queremos organizarlo mejor más sereno y además tenemos que hacer espacio para algunos peregrinos que llegaron hoy.
there are pilgrims who arrived today and we have to make space for them. So we're going to do the following. I'm sorry about this morning. Some families had to be split up in different buses. We have one bus for the English speakers and for the people who speak Spanish but can understand English very well. They can be in that same bus. In another bus, all the Leonardo Hotel people in one bus, because it'll be very easy that bus will go pick you all up together, bring you here, bring you to different places, and that will be a full bus. So everybody in the Leonardo Hotel should be in that bus. It's a special bus. As I was saying, there are family groups here. Family groups. Well, we want someone to contact Jessica. She's in the lobby. And tell her about your family so that she can make sure you can be together. Because obviously a family wants to be together. And just tell Jessica how many in your family and all the rest so that she can have that breakdown of numbers. So then she can decide how she's going to move those groups so they can be together as a family and fill up the buses that way.
En la información que se dio desde el inicio que está en la página de internet, está claro que
in our Internet Magdala page, it's clear that personal expenses are not included in the package, and the propina, the tips that you give to people. This usually is for hotels and restaurants, the driver, the guide. Normally, people, it all amounts to like $8 to $10 per person per day. Some agencies put it into the package when they charge you. Other agencies decide not to include it and they charge you separately. These tips are not included, so it's a bit complicated.
diarios por persona.
It'll be about $8 to $10 per person per day.
Y lo podemos organizar a través de los animadores de los autobuses.
I want you to do it through the animators of the bus,
Luego, una agencia de dos personas.
so that then they can give all the tips to all the different people that need the tips.
Les agradezco mucho su comprensión.
I thank you for your understanding.
No, háganlo todo, ¿quieren? Denle todo y a nosotros nos encargamos de distribuir.
You can give all that money to the animator in your bus, which is like the consecrator or the priest. They will gather it and they will give it to the agency for the hotels, for the cleaners, for the guides and the bus drivers.
A los animadores de cada autobús, o padre o la consagrada.
Give it to the priest or the consecrated person on your bus. So then that money will be given to the agency, so they will then divide it up for all the different people. There are priests in the chapels to hear confession at this time. We have 5 minutes before Mass, so you can prepare for that. And it's a wonderful grace to have Mass on the Feast of Mary Magdalene in her chapel here in Magdala. Today, we're going to sing for the first time a song that one of our volunteers composed for in honor of Mary Magdalene. We're going to put it up on videos today. It's a lovely song, and we'll put it up while we are preparing for this song. There are toilets downstairs, and by the swimming pool there are also some toilets that you can use now before Mass if you'd like to do that. These are the closest ones that we have here in Tucanaltum downstairs or by the swimming pool. We will pray for each other in this Mass. There are many people praying for us from around the world, and people have written in saying, I am praying for this wonderful Youthfest. Also, I want to tell you a lady fell yesterday, and she's in hospital. She has a complicated diagnosis of her fall. She broke her hip, and she has to have surgery. So we've gone to visit her, we're taking the sacraments to her. So just be very careful. She fell, but also she was fainting, it seems. So we pray for her in the Mass. We also pray for Martin Valverde and for his son, who's very sick. You already know, so we're praying for him. That's why he couldn't come to this event that he was planning to come to, Martin Valverde.